This video is in collaboration with Ridge Wallet. I feel like making this video is a perfect sequel to my last video where I talk about 5 things I don't buy as a minimalist. Being a minimalist for me didn't mean to stop bringing things into my life entirely, but to bring things into my life with intentionality and intentionality of saving time or money. So today I'm going to go over a few things that I do to save money. A few things of what you hear today may be something that I've talked about in other videos, but in different context. And I noticed that I have quite a bit of new subscribers here who may be hearing this all for the first time. But first, if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Here we talk about minimalism, frugal living, tech, and things of that nature. So if that sounds good to you, and you end up liking the video, be sure to like, and please triangle choke the subscribe button. Let's get started. I do feel obligated to remind everyone that I'm not a financial expert, and I always only share things that I do, hoping you gain some value from it. Create an end of the month goal. Something I started doing a while ago when I wanted to commit more to saving money was create long-term goals. But something I learned pretty quickly on is that for me, short-term goals seem to be a lot more effective. I used to set end-of-year financial goals for myself, like having a certain amount saved, and it might sound like a really good thing to do on the surface, but it was really hard to predict any unexpected expenses, and it was just too long of a timeline to accurately plan across. Within the past few months, I decided to give myself an end-of-month goal instead. I believe setting short-term goals are way more effective than wild long-term goals, whether it's financially related or not. What I personally do is at the beginning of every month, I'll evaluate how much I have, how much I'm expected to bring in, and how much I'm expecting my monthly expenses to be. Of course, that's just a very general idea, but it is what I do. After planning as accurately as I can, I'm able to figure out how much I'm expected to have by the end of the month, and just having that saved ends up being my monthly goal. Having a small, realistic goal never leaves me feeling overwhelmed, and it always seems realistic because it's usually a fairly small number. And since I do it every month, it keeps me motivated because I'm seeing results every month. Replace disposables with handkerchiefs. Getting a good set of handkerchiefs was something I wish I had done much sooner, because this small thing pretty much replaced me ever having to buy paper towels or napkins. And I realize I'm probably super late to the party with this one. It's actually a known thing among my family and friends that I would always just have a napkin or paper towel in my pocket, but now it's been replaced with one of these handkerchiefs. I currently keep one in my car, one in my sling bag that comes with me to work, one in my pocket, and a couple in the kitchen, where they see a lot of use. And ever since using these, it's made me a little bit more mindful about the waste I'm producing, and it's made me want to explore other areas where I can replace disposables with reusables. The particular ones I have are from a brand called Vala Alta. I'll have a link for these in the description box below. Invest in a water bottle and filter. Having a good sturdy water bottle is absolutely essential for me. Like I've said many times, this thing comes with me to the gym, work, or if I'm just sitting at my desk. And I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I actually bought a plastic water bottle in the 6 years that I've owned this thing. I combined having this water bottle and a water filter in the same category because it's pretty much the same thing. I have a Brita water filter that I've kept in my fridge since about 2018. Buying cases of water at the grocery store used to be a regular thing for me, as well as buying one at the gas station just to have with me throughout the day, before I made this purchase and made this part of my daily routine. If you don't have a high quality, durable water bottle, I highly recommend getting one and challenging yourself to stop buying plastic water bottles. Invest in items that don't have an end in sight. And yes, this is a very broad statement, so let me explain a little. Something that came along with minimalism was investing in things I was sure can last me for years to come. In other words, I would never buy something that I knew would just be a temporary fix or something that I thought I might get tired of one day. Of course, this means doing a little bit of research, and sometimes it means spending a little bit more money for a higher quality. And while I'm on the subject of that, I feel like it's a good opportunity to talk about today's sponsor. When bringing something new into my life, I try and pay a lot of attention to the quality and how long it will potentially last me. So it shouldn't be a surprise when I decided to partner up with Ridge Wallet. I really love the durability and the quality of this product, as well as this key case that can be clipped in my pocket and hardly noticeable. If you're interested in checking them out, be sure to get the best offer using my link, ridge.com/thingsofthatnature, and save up to 40% off through December 22nd. Again, that's ridge.com/thingsofthatnature, and to see why I decided to partner with Ridge. Thanks Ridge Wallet for partnering with me on this video. Investing in the highest quality items and things I don't see the end of my ownership has really become the standard when I'm bringing something new into my life. Hard drives over recurring cloud storage. I touched on this briefly in my digital organization video, but I wanted to go a little bit more into detail about it. And I will preface this by making it very clear I'm aware that a lot of people disagree with me not having cloud storage or having multiple backups, but I'm aware of the risk of data loss and I'm just not that attached to it. Purchasing one high quality, high storage capacity, solid state drive has kept me ever needing to pay for extra cloud storage like iCloud. While I personally know people who pay extra monthly for cloud storage, I personally refuse to ever pay for cloud storage. So what I've done is use my external hard drive to back up everything I would otherwise keep in the cloud. The argument can be made that once this thing fills up, I'll have to buy another one, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But as of right now, I'm only allowing myself to keep up to 1 terabyte of backup data, which is the exact capacity of this drive. By doing this, it requires me to be a lot more mindful about the data that I keep, and it keeps the digital clutter to an absolute minimum. And it makes this thing potentially able to last me for years to come. I think having a good external hard drive is extremely useful, and I'm gonna leave a link for this one down in the description box as well. Hair clippers. I promise to make this one short because you're probably sick of hearing it by now. A couple years ago, I bought a pair of clippers and decided to start cutting my own hair. And since I just talked about this in my last video, in this one, I'm gonna talk more about the numbers related to how much I'm actually saving by doing this myself. I used to go to a pretty average barber shop, and I think I paid about $30 or $35 plus tip every single time I went. Looking back, I probably could have went somewhere more affordable, but I liked my barber and I didn't feel like looking for a new one. I bought these clippers for $30, the price of one haircut, and I've done it ever since, probably a couple years now. I was easily getting a haircut twice a month, which was about $800 a year on the low end. And again, like I said last week, I don't see myself paying for a haircut unless I'm in like an absolute pinch and I have to. Library card. I actually got my first library card maybe a couple of years ago, and I haven't utilized it as much as I would like to, but I have gone there a few times and checked out books instead of buying them. The first time I read Essentialism was actually from my local library. Library cards are extremely underrated and I feel like often overlooked. It offers things like books, obviously, but usually free movies, sometimes free internet, and almost always a quiet place to just be. And the best part, they're typically completely free. I highly recommend doing a little bit of research to see if there's a library near you to take advantage of. And that was just a few things that I do or bought to save time or money as a minimalist. Again, my obligatory reminder that I'm not a financial expert and I just do what makes the most sense for me, so I recommend taking what makes the most sense for you. As always, I appreciate the time you spent here and I appreciate you watching. If you like this type of video and you like this type of content, be sure to like and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time.